Van Gogh didn't cry out when help arrived. He simply looked up, tired and silent, as if asking one quiet question. Is it safe to stop fighting now? Van Gogh was found alone, a 5-year-old dog left to survive without protection. His body showed signs of a recent attack, and one of his ears was badly injured. He stood still when rescuers approached, not running, not resisting. That stillness spoke louder than fear. It told a story of exhaustion, of a soul that had already endured too much. Seeing him like that, the rescuer felt a heavy pull in their chest. This was not just a dog in need, but a life hanging gently between giving up and holding on. Van Gogh's eyes held no panic anymore, only deep fatigue. Every movement seemed to cost him effort. He lay quietly, breathing slow, watching the world from a distance. Had he already accepted that no one was coming? Or was there still a fragile hope hiding behind those calm eyes? In that moment, loneliness wrapped around him like a shadow, making the silence feel heavier than any sound. When hands reached out, Van Gogh didn't pull away. He allowed the touch, even though it clearly hurt. That small act, staying still, trusting, became the turning point. As he was lifted and placed gently into the rescue vehicle, his body relaxed slightly. It was the first sign that somewhere deep inside, Van Gogh had chosen to trust again. At the veterinary hospital, everything moved quickly but gently. Van Gogh was weak, and his injuries required immediate care. The damaged ear could not be saved, but the focus shifted to something more important, relieving his pain and giving his body a chance to heal. Warm blankets, soft voices, and careful hands surrounded him. For the first time in a long while, the world felt quiet and controlled. The first night was about rest. Van Gogh slept deeply, curled up, no longer alert to every sound. The next morning, he was offered food. He hesitated at first, sniffing carefully, then took a few slow bites. When the bowl was empty, he looked up, surprised, as if wondering whether that warmth would disappear again. It didn't. Day by day, small changes appeared. His appetite returned, a little stronger each morning. He began lifting his head when someone entered the room. During wound care, he stayed calm, watching closely, but no longer tense. His body learned that these moments brought relief, not harm. By the end of the first week, Van Gogh started standing on his own, walking short distances with quiet determination. He explored his space slowly, adjusting to the loss of his ear, but never letting it stop him. He slept peacefully through the night, breathing evenly, free from fear. In the following weeks, something beautiful happened. Van Gogh began seeking connection. He chose to lie near caregivers instead of alone in the corner. When someone sat beside him, he leaned slightly closer. One afternoon, as a familiar voice called his name, his tail moved. Just once. That gentle wag felt like a celebration. Each day brought new trust. He accepted touch without hesitation. His eyes softened, following people with curiosity instead of caution. He greeted mornings calmly and waited patiently for meals. Even the simplest routines became moments of comfort. Van Gogh no longer saw humans as a threat. He saw them as part of his healing. Today, Van Gogh is healthy, confident, and full of quiet joy. Though he lives with one ear, it does not define him. He walks proudly, plays gently, and rests without fear. Most importantly, he now sleeps in a real home. Van Gogh has been adopted by a loving family who sees him not as a survivor, but as a companion. His journey reminds us that healing often begins with trust and grows through patience, care, and time. If Van Gogh's story touched your heart, please comment, share, and subscribe to support more rescue stories like his. Because sometimes, saving a life starts with simply not walking away.